Hey guys, welcome back, and if you're new, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you watch to the end, and I hope you check out the rest of my videos. So I realized I really haven't shared my reason why I went on this weight loss, healthier lifestyle change, and it's because I can. Thank you, that's the end of the video. No, I'm kidding, no. Of course, whenever I feel like someone embarks on the journey of trying to be the best version of themselves, I think we're all expecting, to feel better, to feel stronger. But really what I wanted to fix was my view on food. And I definitely feel like I've gone there. I feel like I've definitely grown and gained knowledge and changed since I started this channel 3 years ago, back in 2019. And when I look back on my old videos, which you can check out, by the way, they're just, they're old, they're a little cringy, a little boring, but I keep them up because I love showing my progress from there to now, and I also make some really good points in them. Rewatching my old videos really reminded me of why I wanted to start this journey. I wanted to document the good, the bad, the ugly, the everything. And since I have grown, I feel like I do not compare myself to others like I used to before, but I still struggle with that, and struggling is part of the journey. So if I'm gonna, because lately I've been really hard on myself, and I've been doing the comparing thing, but I realized now that before I would acknowledge that it wasn't a thing I should do, but I still did it anyways, and I would dwell on it. But now I feel like when I start doing that, I'm like, okay, whoa, Bianca, you need to take a step back, because the only person you can compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. And I will keep saying that until I'm blue in the face. And so whenever I do that now, I literally like tell myself, like, stop, do not go there, do not do that. Let's take it back a moment, let's take it back a step. And I have to remind myself, hey girl, you've been able to lose 60 pounds and maintain it and keep going and literally see your body changing. And yeah, it has taken me 3 years, but that doesn't matter, because for once in my life I got there in a very healthy and sustainable way, where I feel like I'm not restricting, but I'm not overeating. Like, of course I'm still gonna make mistakes, I'm constantly gonna be learning and growing, so I still expect for me to goof up, because it happens. And I feel like people really have this unhealthy idea, oh, only if you need to lose weight you have to eat nasty unhealthy foods, and which partly isn't our fault, because the society we live in, what we learn from others growing up, the cycle repeats itself type thing. So it's not completely our fault, but I do feel like we have a responsibility to not partake in that if we don't want to, and have the willpower to change our mindset. But it takes work, and sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes it's really hard. I feel like if people didn't struggle and everyone got things easy, it wouldn't be worth it, because if you work so hard for something, once you finally achieve it, it's gonna be really worth it. So with all that being said, now I'm gonna get into how I got here, how I was really thin as a child, and then kind of my late teens, early 20s, adulthood, I was really overweight, and how I got to here. So a trigger warning, I will be talking about disorder eating, self-harm. So if you're not in the right mindset for that, I totally understand. You can click off and maybe check out my other videos, because I also do anime reviews, vlogs, and commentary. So please check that out, and then I'll catch you whenever you're ready to see this. And so alrighty, let's get into it. So I'm about to get real personal with you guys. Like, I already kind of have gone personal, because I vlog, so I feel like a little bit of my life, like a tad bit of it. But now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty, as they say. But this stuff I really haven't shared with anyone besides like a few close friends and Oscar. So I would just like to remind everyone to please be kind in the comments. You're allowed not to like this video and criticize it, but like, let's do it in a nice way, if that's okay, because I'm about to be real vulnerable right now, and I'm just like a little nervous. So I'm gonna give y'all a little context. Ever since elementary school, maybe all the way to high school possibly, I've always had a really shitty view of myself and very, very, very low self-esteem. Like, I would literally accept less than the bare minimum now that I look back on my experiences and my relationships with the people that I had. And I always indebted myself as the ugly or fat friend. And that was just something that I gave it myself, that no one else gave me. I just like thought in my head always that I will always be the ugly fat friend. I will accept anything that I'm given because I will be grateful at least that I'm getting it. That would used to be my mindset, literally from a child to teens. Like as long as I can remember, I've always had an unhealthy relationship with food. I've always struggled with weight and wanting, obsessing about it, needed to be small, needed to be thin, needed to fit this image that other people had of me. And you know, when I look back at my old photos, it really makes me sad for the girl that I see in them, because truly I can look at certain photos and remember how I felt in them, and truly when I look back at my younger photos of me, I just remember feeling, oh my gosh, I don't like myself. I do not like who I am. I do not like the way I look. I am not happy. However, though, looking back at my old photos, I do feel that sadness. But then I'm also like, what the heck, Bianca? You're hella cute. Like, yeah. But it's okay. I'm not mad at her. She did the best that she could. She was just trying to simply survive at that point, just trying to get it through every day, because there was a point in my life where I didn't think I was gonna be here. And so I'm just grateful for her, and for her, honestly, for sticking it out, because she's made me who the person I am today, and the person I am today is a strong person because of it, honestly. And since I didn't have any good ways of coping with the sadness I was feeling, with how I was feeling by myself, the only thing I could control was the food I ate or did not eat. So I remember some days I wouldn't eat lunch after school. Sometimes I would go over to a friend's house and I would lie and be like, yeah, like I already ate, like I'm full, I don't want to keep eating. Or sometimes I would even hurt myself whenever I ate. And like when I think about that, I'm just like, you need food to eat, like you need food to survive, you know what I mean? So I just think, like, looking back on it, and it's not, and I don't think this matter is funny, or it's not something to joke about. I'm just like, dang girl, I am so sorry that you were hurting so much, that you thought the only way that you could be what everyone wanted you to be was in order to hurt yourself to get it, though. That's how I dealt with things. So for a long time, food was my enemy. Me and food did not get along. Food was not my friend. So boom. Senior year of high school, I changed my environment. And so I go from a very restrictive eating environment to now eating whatever I wanted, whenever I could. And you mix in birth control with that, not a really good combination. So what happens when you go to a very restricted environment to going to a one where you finally get to choose what you want to eat and how much of it you want to eat and whenever you want to eat of it? Oh, that Bianca took advantage for sure. But you know, me and Oscar were living together, so you know, when you're with your honey, you want to eat, but overeating is not good neither. So from 2015, I would say, through 2018, that's when I gained a lot of my weight. And I gained it, I feel like, fairly quickly. Like, I think I gained maybe 90, 100 pounds, or even more, something like that, when I had finally weighed myself. So I've always, you know, I've tried to lose weight, but when you get comfortable, like for a while too, I was comfortable. I was like, this is fine if I'm big, that it's okay. And that was like more when I was first getting the weight. I was like, this is fine, like it's normal, like. And you know, when you get into that kind of state of mind, it's kind of dangerous too, because I also remember when I was getting bigger, I was like, I would squeeze into my clothes. So even if like it barely zipped or buttoned up, I would still wear it, because like, well, I mean, it's still, if it still fits, then I'm not really gaining that much weight. And so, you know, I was kind of like in denial a little bit too. But like I said, 2018 I think was the really peak of my highest weight, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. You guys, being the heaviest that I was, it was a struggle just doing daily chores, basic things. I remember tying my shoe, putting on socks. Like, I had to sit down for everything. Like, it was hard to do stuff. And so, you know, leading up to that, me and Oscar, like, they moved in at a really young age together. And pretty much I've grown up with Oscar, and you know, and things have been rough, you know, things weren't easy, we were struggling sometimes, but that's normal, that's part of life, that's part of relationships. But in the fall of 2018, me and Oscar decided to go our own ways. So 2019, I'm determined to lose weight. I'm able to lose 30 pounds, but I did it in a really unhealthy way, and I did it super fast. But I was like, hey, I did it, so whatever I'm doing is working. It was not working because I was doing it, like I said, in a very unhealthy way. And mind you, at this point, I already had changed my birth control. So, you know, back in 2015, I was on the Depot, and I think 2017, that's when I switched to the arm one, where it just sticks in your arm for 3 years, and that's it. So that really made a difference too. And so in 2019, once I was losing those 30 pounds, I was like, oh, okay, you know, feeling good about myself. And I started surrounding myself with people who weren't really that good for me. And meaning by that is that they would hinder my progress. Like, yes, at first it'd be all down for it, but whenever I wanted to do something that was like workout related, or wanted to try something that was like a healthier option, they would always shut it down. Or because, you know, it'd be a group of us, they'd be like, no, like, we want to do this, so, you know, we would go with the majority. But if you guys knew, like, just how much I put up with, and how much honestly, how I let people treat me is kind of sad, and I can't believe I put up with as much as I did. But I digress. That's just who I was, and, you know, I can't change it. I can only look back, reflect, and try not to make the same mistake. So when you're surrounded with yourself with people who constantly hype you up, like, guys, I was drinking like every weekend. Like, I had picked up my drinking habit again really bad. And if you don't know, losing weight and drinking every weekend doesn't really work out that well. Like, it's just not a good combination. And Bianca back then couldn't put 2 and 2 together. She would think, oh, well, I'm eating less and working out more, so I should be losing weight fast, right? No, I wasn't being 100% honest with myself either. Because yes, I was eating less, but I was eating less doesn't mean it was nutritional or it was good for me. So end of 2019, I cut off all of those people. Me and Oscar have rekindled. And, you know, we're both tired of our little small town where we're like, okay, let's move. So beginning of 2020, we moved to where we're living now. So 2020, you know, fresh start. Like, you know, new city, gonna try it out. And then the pandemic hits. Of course, you know, the pandemic, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Everything shut down. And so losing weight was on my mind, but it was kind of in the back burner. And you can definitely see that in my other videos. You can see that I haven't truly... I was like starting to face my relationship, but I wasn't there yet, because just some of the things I say, I'm just like, oh, Bianca, like. So, you know, throughout 2020, I'm able to lose a couple more pounds, but I'm still like plateauing, and I'm just like, oh, what's going on? Because like I said, I was still eating less, but still not nutritional food. So that wasn't working, and I was still trying to work out, but I wasn't working out as much. But then 2021 happened. And honestly, I feel like that was the peak of my journey of me really turning things around. Because in 2021, I really started educating myself. I really started doing my own research, not just believing the first person I saw a YouTube video on. Now I watch multiple. I fact check stuff myself, because truly that is the only way you can ever really educate yourself. Like, and you know, YouTube can really be a good, useful tool, because I knew something was wrong. Like, you know, with me, like, growing up with everything I went through, all my trauma and everything, I was like, why do I not have this good relationship with food? So what I started to do was looking up therapy videos on YouTube. Granted, it's not the same as seeing a real therapist, but when you don't have medical insurance, therapists and stuff like that can be really expensive on your own. So, you know, I did the second best thing, and I just tried to do it on myself. I tried to read, you know, self-help books. Now I'm at the point to where I understand now that food is my friend. Food is not something that should be scary. Food is not something that I should be terrified about. Gaining weight here and there, fluctuating, like, that's always gonna be a thing. That's always gonna be something that happens. And also, I managed to go to the doctor because I'm about to talk about periods, so if you don't want to hear it, just go ahead and skip this part. So I ended up going to see a doctor in 2021, OBGYN, because with my birth control, like, before I had my birth control, I've always had irregular periods. And when I got on birth control, like the first double shot, it just really messed up everything. And then when I got this, you know, it just continued to mess it up. But I'm struggling with having your period for like 3 weeks and then off for a week and a half to 2 weeks, and then being back on it. It is what it is. But you know, I ended up going seeing the OBGYN, and she's like, I'm 99% sure you have PCOS, but I have to take blood work to confirm it, which I haven't done because, like I said, when you don't have medical insurance, stuff like that is expensive. And pretty much though, she said, I can't 100% diagnose you with this, but 99% sure, I'm pretty sure you have PCOS. She gave me the blood worksheet, so she said whenever I was ready, I can just go take it to whatever lab and get it done. And then she also gave me information about it. But pretty much she said, you know, there's not a cure for it. It's just kind of something you have to deal with. And she said, but losing weight could help, but it was gonna be hard. But I told her what I was doing, how I was a vegetarian, my diet and stuff. And she said what I did sounded good. And then even though she really couldn't give me nutritional advice, she said that it seemed I was on the right path, and just to keep doing what I was doing. Always a struggle for me to lose weight. Like, it all finally, you know, made sense. So that's just kind of in my head. Like, I feel when people would hear that, they would like kind of bring them down, which I kind of did because with the infertility part. But I was like, okay, you see, I have been trying, there was something there, but now how can I overcome this? Now, like, I'm really consistent by my working out. Like, I have, and because before when I did workouts, I kind of didn't really have a schedule. I was just like, well, whatever I felt that day. And mostly back then I did cardio and a lot of legs, but I wasn't realizing it was important to work out your whole body. So now I really do that. And then, you know, try to, you know, make sure I stretch really good, and I try to include yoga into it because, you know, to, you know, make your limbs limber. And I just feel like I have gained so much knowledge, and I feel like I'm on the right path. Because for me, the number on the scale, really, I used to give it so much power. I was to the point where I was constantly weighing myself, and I gave it all the power to where I was never weighing myself because I was like, oh, weighing myself is bad, I'm not gonna do that. And to where now, no, I don't feel like either of those things anymore. I don't give it the power to, when I see the number, to make me feel bad about myself, and I also don't give it the power of trying to avoid it, because it's just weight. It's just, as I've stated, I used to have such a bad relationship with food, and now here I am, you know, in my mid-20s. You know, it's taken a while, and I'm still gonna mess up. I'm still gonna figure things out. I love myself. And when I say it now, I truly mean it, because I've said it times where I didn't mean it, but I truly do love who I'm becoming and where I'm going with this. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. Like I said, with no goal in mind, with no really clear picture of what I want. I just want to live a balanced life. I want to enjoy food and also be mindful of it. I want to, you know, just live my life and not have to constantly think about, oh, like how many calories, this is and that. So that's why, you know, the approach I've taken is a slow one, but it's one that's been working for me, because this is what I've needed. And I'm not saying that this is what you need to do. I'm just simply sharing my story, because I feel like it's important to understand like how it got to this point and why I push the message of you can eat what you want. Like, yes, you can, but you just have to be real with yourself. You have to be honest, and you have to try it. And so I will just continue what I'm doing, and eventually, like, if I stay like this, I'm okay with that too. Like, if I keep doing what I'm doing, and this is how I stay, this is how I stay. If I keep doing what I'm doing, and, you know, my body keeps changing, then that's awesome too. Like, I am happy. I am content. I've worked really hard to get where I'm at, and I just want to thank you guys so much for listening to my story. I really do appreciate it. It was really hard to talk about this, and I was kind of nervous, but I'm really glad I was able to, you know, share that side of up. So if you don't give up, you can't fail. So just keep at it, just keep at it. You get off the wagon, keep at it, because at the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself, right? I would hope when you embark on a journey that you're doing it for you. You're not doing it to make someone else happy. You're not doing it because, oh, well, society says that I need to be this way. No, like, I hope you're doing it for yourself. But if you guys like this video, please let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe and share this video if you liked it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.